This is Steve McKenna speaking. I'm going to do another race recap voiceover of this video. We've removed the sound so I can talk about my thoughts throughout the race. Here's the swim start. Jamie Riddle is the bloke who got away really quick. My plan on this swim, unlike St. Anthony's, was to take it easy at the start, not care as much about being, right with the front guy, because I tend to produce a lot of lactic acid in these swim starts and just ruin my entire swim, maybe every second or third swim. But I'm probably like third there behind Jamie Riddle. Interestingly, the guy way out front on the right is Guy Crawford from Australia, Western Australia, and I did similar and researched that if you went way right, you could run and probably get a head start on everyone, but you had to go so far right. And I guess with his experience, he was telling me after the race that he's now just over 40. He's been a pro for a long time, and with his experience, he must just know. You can go, it looked like he went 40 meters wide, but you can do that and obviously still be way ahead of people trudging through hip deep water. So anyway, I ended up, Guy was basically just getting overtaken by the front few guys. Here's Jamie Riddle catching a wave in, the South African, and he had 1, 2, 3 others with him, and then we are the ones just back there. I sat on Guy in the end. I didn't know it was Guy Crawford from Australia, but it was, and he was swimming pretty well, so I was pretty happy just to stay on his feet. And yeah, instead of leading the chase pack like I might usually, I was just attempting to start my race when I got to the bike, and yeah, hope that these guys didn't have a lead motorbike too close to them, really. I was a little frustrated to see that even though we always mention get that lead motorbike for 400 meters up the road, it was pretty close to those leaders when I got onto the bike, but whatever. The gap didn't get too big anyway. Here we go up the beach. I think that's Gonzalez there leading, Guy Crawford, myself, and Pomelo. I ended up riding with Pomelo and riding away from everyone else. Here's Eric Langerstrom and Jamie Riddle out front. Here's me in the chase, and I had just Pomelo behind me and Starsky, which ended up catching us, and we finished with him. Now you can see Eric and Jamie have finished the bike. In this race, I was surprised not to catch up. If I'm riding, if I hung on to Starsky, which as he went past for the last period, and I also pushed maybe 310 watts for most of that ride, and at 67 kilograms, I thought there's no way these guys can be pulling away, but they did pull away a little bit, and they must have, then I thought maybe they've risked their run, but these guys ran really fast still, so it was frustrating, but it was a really big step forward for me because that was like a 32-minute 10K starting now, and it's basically up a hill, down a hill, up a hill, down a hill. That's one lap, and you do that twice. So this is kind of the slight incline, and this on the first lap, of course, and you basically just run like 800 meters, then you get to this huge climb. That's actually me finishing the climb now and starting to go back down a hill on the first lap still. And yeah, I reckon Jason West was about 90 seconds behind me, about 90 seconds, and the leaders were about 90 seconds ahead. And we ended up all running within 15 seconds of each other, just about, so nothing happened. I was in third place, and it stayed that way, but I had to work really hard for it. As you can see, here's the classic pain face that I've got here. It was pretty cool running up and down LA downtown, but it's absolutely ruins the legs. Here's Paul Felder on the hill. I think this is the second lap. Briefly got to stop my pain face. And then keep going. It's a shame the live stream didn't actually cover any of the pro race besides the swim and then maybe the finish. I only got on the camera just now because I was tapping Paul Felder on the bum. So they basically followed the Pro-Am race. I think they could have done a bit of both, which is frustrating. Lots of people were commenting on it, but I don't know, they focused on that. And next week in Chattanooga, the live stream will be, purely of the pros. Here's just a few slow-mos of me in a lot of pain. So I was told after the race by Reedy, my coach, that a 32 10K on that course is pretty good. I think it's the same time as Greg Bennett won it with a few years ago, like a fair few years ago. But he was obviously real world class in the Olympic distance scene. This is Riddle, he's just finished. He actually ran just under 32. So he's run real well. And I think about a month ago, he ran a 105 half marathon. So he's a great runner, even better swimmer. Eric Langstrom finishing here. He was about a 32 run. Always swims well. I should probably start swimming next to him at the start. And that's